for people from other countries or strange people. And it was referred many times in those discussions that we would like to be open, but only between each other, and how to kind of open up it more. Because really, if you look universities, if you look the business opportunities, we may become successful only if we open up. Otherwise, we become a periphery. Because war for talents, war for indirect investments is getting more tough when we becoming more close to this innovation-based or knowledge-based economy, which is actually a way.
I think that at the moment Estonia has come to this level that we are up to the par with other Nordic countries. We're definitely one of the Nordic countries, and at the same time we have people, we have a workforce, and this, of course, for foreign investments that I'm working with is an opportunity at the moment to step in. I think it's sort of a help of the financial crisis that we had, is that the salary levels are where they are today, and I think this is an enormous opportunity. But of course, for the future, what Estonia needs is visions. We need visions that will are very futuristic, that where we are today and where we can take the next steps. I can give a precise example what for example Enterprise Estonia is dealing today. One of the issues I hope, or maybe you have read from the papers, is that we are going to buy 500 electrical cars. This from Mitsubishi, and also we are working on the possibility to give grants to another 500 car buyers, which will make a considerable amount of electrical cars driving around shortly, maybe next year, around in Estonia. This will need an infrastructure. This will definitely need some foreign knowledge for Estonia, maybe some foreign investments, and this is just one of the examples where we can be front runners. This could be our thing, but there are several other visions that we just don't need to be afraid of. It was said here, we really have to be bold and go for it.
Both Kitty and Christo mentioned investments, which was a topic that I wanted to bring up. How important are investments for Estonia? How foreign investments, I mean, for Estonia, and how can we go about bringing in more foreign investment? Anyone can take this question.
It's your job, probably.
I keep asking to keep the comments brief. But
okay, I keep it brief. It is very important, of course, for Estonia. The biggest part of our exports is done by foreign companies, and of course Estonia, being such a small economy, exports is very, very important. And talking about foreign investors, the fact that, for example, 2010, 78% of Estonian the investments made by existing foreign investors in Estonia shows that the companies that come here are very satisfied with Estonia, and this brings us this makes us a good advertisement by itself, I think.
Is there one key to bringing in more investment? Is there something that Estonia is not doing that needs to be done?
I can't press on a specific thing. There are, of course, all these changes take time, and there are issues like the roof for the social tax and things like that, that, for example, now is part of the coalition agreement, and I think we are assessing all the things that we can do, and we're welcoming all ideas from everybody, and we're trying to find new ways of attracting companies. So I think we're doing the
I'm going to hold you to that. You said that you're welcoming ideas from everybody. Is there anybody else on the panel or anybody in the audience who wants to throw in an idea?
Well, I must say a few words. I just recently met some entrepreneurs from Estonia, and they were looking with very, very sad eyes. When I asked why, they said it's quite hard to get any investment money from the banks. You know, we have the Swedish and the Northern banks mainly. And he was very surprised to say that it's just another story in Sweden, for example, where it's quite easy to get investment money from banks by now. And it's just hard to say what should the local investors do now, because it seems so that Estonia has quite cheap labor, and the northern countries can invest here, they can find their labor here, and perhaps it is quite close. It's better than to have the labor in Vietnam or Thailand or somewhere else. This might be a step forward, but it's a very sad story for local entrepreneurs. This is what I wanted to say.
Anyone else wants to comment?
Yeah. Actually, answering to your question, that Estonia is extremely dependent on foreign direct investments. If we compare the capital which we had before the crisis and which we had after the crisis, it's 4 times less. And despite the government finances are okay, there are the loan burden which the private individuals and households have made the total debt quite high. And it means that, and because of the short history of independence and market economy, we don't have the accumulated capital for individuals and for companies. And therefore we are quite dependent on foreign direct investments, and we probably have, of course, this more active attraction of investments is probably needed because everybody is doing that. We cannot afford to be less active there. But from other side, there should be also the kind of a systemic development of the factor conditions. Why should the company like to come here? And higher education is probably the first things which to improve, both in terms of quality, in terms of capacity, and in terms of internationalization. Or actually, the internationalization is somehow key to get to the quality and then to the higher capacities.
We had one question in our arsenal.